Hello, how are you doing today? I'm here to talk to you both about momentum, but most importantly, about what does it take to write a bestseller. You can do it, and I'm here to show you how. Hi, my name is Steve Kidd. I am a third generation minister, an international best-selling author of more than 21 books and counting. Got a bunch of them that I'm working on. More importantly, though, I've had the privilege of working with more than 4,000 people to help them write, publish, and market their books to bestseller. That equates to more than 1 million people whose lives have been changed by the words that they have written. Such an amazing opportunity to be able to impact people's lives and yours as well. And today is the day we're going to get your best seller done. No more messing around, no more worrying about it, no more writer's block, no more excuses. Today's your day. Today's the day to start. We're going to commit to it and get it started right now. So, first of all, those of you that are on my mailing list, you understand, you know, because I've been talking to you for the last 3, 4 days about momentum, about how powerful momentum is. Momentum is the difference between victory and loss. It is that thing that comes in and moves the impossible into the victor. And momentum is something that is meant for you to use powerfully each and every day. There's a way to be able to do that. If you want to know more about that, feel free to contact me. I have a great class on momentum. But today, we want to not just have momentum, we want to take that momentum and take a step forward. Momentum always starts with action. It always starts from taking an opportunity and taking advantage of it when the time is right. So think about all of the times in your life when you can think back and you can be like, oh man, should have taken that opportunity. Like if you knew back in the day that, when cryptocurrency, Bitcoin was less than a penny each, if you had known that it was going to be over $30,000, that at one point topped over $50,000, if you had known that, you would have dropped $5, $100, maybe even a couple of $1,000 into cryptocurrency because the return would have been amazing. But it seemed like something impossible. It wasn't even understandable back then. Nowadays, there are so many places that use cryptocurrency. It's even part of something that when I was doing my taxes this year, they actually asked if there had been any proceeds from cryptocurrency that I had made this year. It's pretty cool, the world we're living in. It's, like if you could go back and you could invest in IBM or Xerox or Microsoft or Apple or or Google or any of the long, long list of companies that we know that are huge that have had massive dividends and profits. If you could have gotten in on the ground floor of some of those back when nobody knew who they were and most of what they were doing was a pipe dream, you totally would have done it. The same is true for yourself. And that's often, almost always, in fact, what we miss out. And that's investing, doing the things to take good care of ourselves. The first step in writing a bestseller is just getting started. Now, it can be overwhelming. You look at that blank piece of paper, you look at that blank computer screen, and you wonder to yourself, how could I possibly ever write this book? There's some tips and tricks to be able to do that, and I'd gladly share those with you. You can go to askstevekid.com anytime. I'm here available to talk to you about those kind of things. But I put together specifically a group course just for you, just to get you through from zero to a written book. Now, this isn't like most of my other programs that are done for you programs and take you all the way through the book being published. This is purely just for those of you who have decided, I want to write my own book. I'm going to do it myself. And it helps you be able to write it and really do it powerfully. It took a lot of time before I developed the system. I mean, goodness sakes, it's like 16 or 17 years old now when I first started it. It's, of course, been revised over the years, but I've been doing this for a little while. And before I started into it, I did a lot of research, a lot of investigating into what is it that all books have in common, fiction or nonfiction, children's books, adult books, erotic, graphic books, graphic novels, even comic books. What do all of them have in common? And what I found was all books break down into four categories. I'm even going to give you a bonus secret right now. I'm going to tell you what those four are. Number one is we have to get buy in. We have to create know, like, and trust. So if we're writing a nonfiction, we want the people to believe that we have the right to share with them what they're going to read. If we're writing a fiction book, the people have to care about the main character. They have to be bought into the struggle and to who that person is and be pulling for our hero. If we don't hook them in early, they never are going to really care about what we're talking about. Again, fiction or nonfiction. Step two is then we have to really dive deep into it. If it's a nonfiction book, we're going to teach them something. We're going to share with them something. We're either sharing a part of our life or we're teaching a part of our program or what have you. And it's important that, first of all, we teach just the one thing that we're going to teach and not everything that we could teach. But secondarily, that we go into it and we really show people how you can do this one thing. Take a point, make it really clear, give a person a clear action from that one point. If there's a second point, guess what? You're already thinking about book two, because most of you are really you have a long series of books in your mind. I was talking to a gentleman just yesterday and helping him understand that what he already has is about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way through what's going to end up being a 3-book series. Originally, he thought he was just writing a really cool fiction story, and it's blossomed and bloomed on him. A book that I'm currently writing, I just was doing it and going through the process like I do. And I realized at one point I was already beyond book one. I was already in the process of writing book two. And in this particular case, I'm going to hold back book one just a little bit. I know, what a tease, until book two is ready or pretty close to it. And then I'll be releasing that one. I've always got anywhere from 3 to 12 books that I'm working on at any given time. I love to write. I know some of you do too. And there are some ways to make that more effective for you. But in step two, we really need to dive into the thing we're training, the thing we're teaching, the action and adventure of the story, the scariness of it, whatever it might be. This is where the real depth of the whole thing comes in. Section three is about the takeaway. If we're writing a nonfiction, we really basically need to, in fact, we owe it to the reader to let them know that if they don't change, that things are going to stay the same. This is where we might say things like, I wish that I would have known this 20 years ago. Or how people say to us, wish I would have met you sooner. That's the perfect place for that. Now, in a fiction book, this is where our hero is in jeopardy. Han Solo and Luke are in the trash compactor. They're about to be squished. And will the droids be able to get the door open in time? It's that cliffhanger, that terror that makes us want to read on, because we want this hero that we've bought into. We want them to make it through this struggle that they're now in. And then we come to number 4. That's our conclusion, our happy ending, our outcome, this is what you need to do. When we're talking a nonfiction book, we got to put the people in action. One of the biggest principles of marketing is never finish something without giving people a next step that they can take. And that's what we do here in step 4. So there you go. The 4 basic steps that all books will in one way or another conform to. It was fun. I was in a LinkedIn event, just an audio event on LinkedIn this past Monday. And, people were asking me about how that applies to memoirs and to legacy books and to children's books and to graphic novels. And what you find is although there's some nuances, and we can talk specifically about the nuances for your book, all books are ultimately going to fall into those 4 steps, Because until people are bought in, doesn't matter how amazing your life is. Until we share with them the depth of what we've been through, then again, people aren't going to get what they need out of it. When we don't help them see the downside or take it away from them or leave them worried and wondering about our hero, it doesn't drive them to the end of the book. And of course, the book has to have a conclusion, a next step, an action, a thing that really ties it all together in a nice, pretty bow. And that's true whether you're talking about a book that's a total, this is my whole life biography, or it is a book that is, purely the one thing we're going to teach people today, or even a fantastical, there's a fun word I almost made up, fantasical. That's like some kind of icicle made out of Fanta, I guess. A fantastical, wonderful, out of this world story that's crafted in our head. No matter where we are in that process, we need the people to really be bought in to go through these 4 steps. And now, for each of us, we don't want to just write a book. We want to write a bestseller. We want everybody to love it. That is marketing. That's what's going to happen after the book's written. In order to get there first, we've got to get the book written. And I know I'm talking to some of you right now. That's right. I'm looking at you. I know. You've had that book on your brain for a long, long time, and it's still not written. Nobody can read it. Nobody can get from it what's supposed to come from it, whether it be entertainment or educational. Nobody can get that until you write it, until it's ready to go out into the world. So you need to write your book. I know this, and I put together a program just to help you. It's a in-person group program. We're going to all get together once a week for the 4 weeks starting July the 12th. I skipped this week and decided to start it next week because, let's face it, we're all just going to be thinking about the 4th of July. Or if you're in Canada, today is Canada Day. Happy Canada Day. And hopefully it won't mess too much with the people in France and the 16th being Bastille Day. This is a month of freedom, of celebrating freedom, and you need to celebrate your freedom by being out there, by doing it right now, by writing that book, not just a book, but a bestseller. And so I've created for you, and you're going to see me look over here and type while I say this. I created for you the Write in 4 system. It's 4 weeks. It will allow you the capability to be able to get your book written. We're going to walk through each of those 4 steps individually together, and we are going to get your book done. Now, normally, this would be a more than $2,500 program just for the writing part of it. And there are a lot of places that'll do more. Now, somebody's going to come back to me and say, well, I know some place that does that for to quote Abraham Lincoln, there's nothing in this world that can be done that somebody can't find a way to do it cheaper. But the question is quality. This is something that I've dedicated my life, really most all of my life, between the songs that I've written since before I graduated high school, all the way growing through all the books that I've now written in my life and all the authors that I've helped with. I want to help you get your book written, and you need to do it. You need to jump on it. I have made more than a 50% discount on this program for you. It's only $9.97 instead of the $2,500 or $29.97 that it normally would be. That's right, just $9.97. But I'm only going to keep that price open for just a little while longer. In fact, probably after the 4th of July, I'll probably take it away and put it back up to its regular price. I want to help some people find their freedom this weekend. I've created that. In fact, with all of everything that I've got this weekend only, I've got specials for you. You can go to AskSteveKidd.com anytime, and you can talk to me and say, hey, Steve, I've got such and such that I want to do. What's the best price you'd make for me? I am looking for one person who has a book written that they want to make a bestseller. If you're ready to do it right now today, I'm talking about taking action right now. I've got one spot for one person for an incredible deal, but it's only going to go to the first person who does it. You're going to need to reach out to me, askstevekid@gmail.com, or get on my schedule still today, askstevekid.com, and snatch up that spot. If you don't, that one spot will be away. Like you said, for everything else, including marketing your book, I've got specials going. I wanted to talk to you, though, today about getting your book written. Your book can't be published. It can't be a bestseller. It can't be marketed. It can't change your world and the world of the people it's meant to change until your book's written. So let's write that book. Writeinfor.com. Get a more than 50% discount. Get it today. Don't wait. Take action. Do the things that only you can do to make the difference that only you can make. I'm working on a new pitch, new slogan, if you will, for some of my pages. My question to you is this: what would you do to save the world? What are you willing to invest? What actions are you willing to take? What things will you do today to make the world a better place? Only you can do what only you can do. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. That means that you need to take action. You need to do it right now. While there's an opportunity, you need to go to writeinfor.com. Take action. Do the thing that you can do. Let's get that book written. Again, like I said, if you need to talk, go to askstevekid.com. I'm here for you in any subject that I can help you with, whether it be personal matters or things to do with your book. I love you. I care for you. I'm here for you. I want you to know I believe in you. You're going to do this. You're going to change the world. But the first step we have to do is we have to take action. So I hope you will go to writeinfor.com, or you'll reach out to me to askstevekid.com. Let's make this world a better place because you step out and share the thing that only you can share. That's you. Share it with the world today. Thanks for being here with me. I appreciate you. I'll see you again real soon. And until we're together again next time, have a great week.